that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro, like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Everybody knew him in amateurs.
One thing I can say, though, because, I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Tio can fight.
I'm telling you that. Tio can fight.
The boxing world was shocked when a leaked sparring video showed Keyshawn Davis knocking out Shakur Stevenson. The clip showed Davis's sharp skill and perfect timing, proving how intense top-level training can be. Davis also said Teofimo Lopez is a strong fighter and shared that he has seen both Stevenson and Lopez fight since their amateur days. He explained that even though all fighters have talent, good training, speed, and smart plans are what truly decide who wins in the ring.
How do you see Tio against Shakur playing out? Because you want me to tell you the truth, like, this fight could have been the winner's bracket fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Tio is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be close.
Keyshawn Davis talked about his sparring with Shakur Stevenson and said it was not personal, only competition. He explained that he struggled to land clean punches while Stevenson's counter shots landed easily. Even so, Davis kept pushing forward because he knew slowing down could hurt him. The tough session helped him respect Stevenson's skill and reminded him how important focus and never giving up are.
Boom, sparring day come. I'm confident. I'm knowing I'm about to go in here and beat him up, right? Man, I get in the ring, man. Why I cannot hit this man, right? I cannot hit him, but he touching me. So I was like, oh, this is different.
He different.
Like, he different. So I just keep, I'm 14, he's 16. I just keep going, I just keep going. So some getting through, some not, some getting through, some getting not. And I felt as if I was to step off the gas pedal, he was gonna get me. So I just had to keep going, you feel me? And I know he explained that a lot of times in interviews, like that's why he respect me so much, because in that sparring right there, I didn't respect him at all. I was just trying to F him up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro, like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Everybody knew him in amateurs.
Shakur Stevenson has been training very hard during his fight camp, showing strong focus and dedication. In every session, he works with discipline to improve his skills, speed, and stamina. He also prepares his mind by studying his opponents, planning strategies, and picturing different fight moments. His camp focuses on staying consistent and getting better in every way. By training like this, Shakur plans to enter the ring confident, fully ready, and at his very best.
The fight is discipline, time away from my family. How you gonna beat me? Ain't no way you can beat me that way, bro. Why I keep saying I'm the best. Niggas don't want this shit more than me. I know it. I know it. I want this shit so bad. So bad. Shit easy, gang.
Easy, man.
Easy.
Always easy, man.
You already know.
Always easy, man.
This supposed to be a sprint.
Let's go.
This ain't no sprint.
No, it's a job. Let's go. We ready. That boy is...
Keyshawn Davis talks about his long friendship with Shakur Stevenson. From the start, they were close, and Keyshawn even saw Shakur as a brother. Even though they cared about each other, a strong rivalry grew and pushed them both to get better. This mix of friendship and competition helped them learn from one another and improve. Keyshawn says their rivalry was always based on respect and the shared goal of becoming great boxers.
It's family, bro. Like, I'm never ever fighting Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It's not even gonna feel right.
What were some of the experiences, like, with you guys growing up, like, as young men and young teenagers in Virginia? Like, what's some of those things that shaped you to know, like, he's my brother, man, I could never do that?
Yeah, the moment when I was like, all right, yeah, Shakur, I genuinely actually got real love for you was when I was going through my deep depression times. Even before I was going into the mental home, because I used to tell my brother a lot, But then I started like backing off from my little brother because he was my little brother. I started talking to Shakur like about like how I was feeling and how I was thinking and what I was doing to myself. And Shakur was just giving me advice that I really like take in and like, damn, okay, I got you and stuff like that. And then I end up going to the mental home and, you know, like he calling me in there, checking up on me and stuff like that. I get out of the mental home, he pulling up on me, making sure I'm straight, making sure I get back in the gym, making sure I continue to do what I love. So he was there for me with my worst times, bro.
On the Ariel Helwani show, Shakur Stevenson spoke openly about his upcoming fight with Teofimo Lopez. He answered critics who doubted him and explained that he is fully confident in his abilities, believing Lopez has never faced a fighter like him before. Shakur said this fight will be very different for Lopez because his mix of speed, smart strategy, and ability to adjust will challenge Lopez in ways no one else has. He added that his focus is on the fight itself, not the hype, showing that he prepares carefully, acts with a plan, and aims to be the best. His words showed not only confidence but also a strong understanding of what it takes to beat a powerful and skilled opponent like Lopez. Shakur also talked about sticking to his own style. He said he won't change just to please others or get into wild fights. Instead, he plans to fight smart, controlling distance, timing, and pace to take advantage of any mistakes Lopez makes. By staying calm and using his boxing knowledge, Shakur wants to control the fight from the very first bell. This shows his maturity as a fighter, his focus on strategy over emotion, and why he is seen as one of the smartest young boxers in the sport.
It's cool. I mean, that's their opinion. Like, you know, they could say that. But I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Tio has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about, like, once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terrence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terrence?
I'm not gonna say he's on a Terrence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event, it seems like. I know it's a ring card too, but he's promoting it here in the United States. So what is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn, and nothing but respect to him, but I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. You know, if it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point? Your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No, me and my manager, Jay Prince, yep.
Okay.
Booz Ennis, a well-known boxing expert, shared his thoughts on the Stevenson versus Lopez fight. He warned Teofimo Lopez not to underestimate Shakur Stevenson, saying that would be a big mistake. Ennis explained that Shakur's speed is not just about moving fast, but a smart weapon that helps him control the fight, avoid punches, and land clean counters. He added that fighters who depend only on power often struggle against Shakur. Ennis said Lopez must respect Shakur's skills because his speed and intelligence make him a dangerous opponent.
Apart, man. You're gonna pick him apart. And I gotta tell everybody this, that Wichicombe is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all that. Nah. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there, you know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Tio got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they've got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like Boots, he box heavyweights and put heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then it all according how Till come in. If Till come at him, you know what I mean, he's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's punching power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just like I said, speed is power. You know, them guys, muscle-bound guys come in and they tell me, oh, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact, the punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch coming. That's the one you worry about.
Dan Rafael, an experienced boxing reporter, shared his view on the fight by praising both fighters' skills and careers. He said the matchup is between Shakur Stevenson's smart, technical boxing and Teofimo Lopez's power and energy. Rafael pointed out that Lopez can change a fight with one big punch, while Stevenson uses strong defense and ring smarts. He explained that these different strengths make the fight exciting because either fighter could control the outcome.
Teofimo has been a bona fide world champion in 2 divisions. He was the champion at lightweight. Had most of the belts, defeated Lomachenko. He did suffer the upset loss to Kambosos. There were some physical issues there that we didn't know about going into the fight, not to make excuses for him. But regardless, he came back and even though maybe he didn't shine and scintillate maybe in some of those fights after that, when it came time to step up and take on the champ, which was Josh Taylor, he shined in that fight. So when Teofimo is matched, in a big time opponent, he's delivered and he's done it, a number of times. And, he looked really good against Taylor. And Shakur, by the way, similar thing. He's been flawless through his career. He may be not the most exciting at times, but Shakur Stevenson gets the job done. He has won titles from featherweight up to lightweight. When his back was against the wall, quote unquote, and everybody had big expectations and he had a lot of pressure on him not to make it a boring fight and all that kind of business. What did he do in his last fight against William Zepeda? He stood in the pocket and he fought the guy and he won handily. He shut him out basically. He won like 10 rounds to 2. I mean, he fought a unification fight against Oscar Valdez, a fighter that, even though he might have been favored, thought maybe Oscar could do some damage because he was a good puncher and had a great amateur background and a great chin and all those types of things. And he went out there and he routed him also. I mean, so, these are 2 of the best young elite fighters in boxing. And their fight has been talked about for a long time. They spent most of their careers together at Top Rank, which is a fight. If you ever ask Bob Arum, he'll tell you that was a fight that Top Rank, down the road had their eye on at some point when they were going to be, closer in weight to each other. Because obviously Teofimo had started off, a little bit heavier than Shakur, but they would eventually catch up to each other. They're both Olympians, by the way. Teofimo he's American, but he fought for his parents' country of Honduras in that same Olympic Games. It was Shakur Stevenson winning a silver medal for the United States. I mean, they have all kinds of accomplishment. I do think they have a healthy respect for each other. They know each other for all the years being at Top Rank events together. They fought on the same undercard twice when the main event was Terrence Crawford, who was obviously very close to Shakur, but Teofimo was on those shows also. So, and they're doing it in the right place. This is not a fight they're taking to a place that doesn't make sense. All respect to the big matches they do in Saudi Arabia, but this is the kind of fight that belonged in America, and it didn't belong in Las Vegas. It belongs in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Teofimo is from Brooklyn. Shakur is from Newark, New Jersey, which is a 5-minute train ride from Midtown Manhattan. I mean, it's got everything you want to see. The Garden hasn't had a lot of big fights in the main arena over the last few years. The last one they had was the third fight between Katie Taylor and Serrano. But before that, it'd been, a couple of years, I think, since they had a main arena fight. So this is a big-time fight.
Tim Bradley, a former world champion and respected boxing analyst, looked closely at this fight and its importance for the sport. He said the matchup shows how boxing is changing, with young top fighters facing each other to decide who leads the next generation. He compared it to Devin Haney's rise, pointing out that fighters like Shakur Stevenson focus on skill, smart strategies, and the ability to adjust, not just power. Bradley explained that this fight is a big chance for both Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez to prove their place in boxing. He said Stevenson sets a high standard with his speed, accuracy, and ring intelligence, which pushes opponents to improve. Lopez, known for his strength and explosiveness, will need to adjust to Shakur's careful and calculated style. Bradley also said young fighters can learn a lot from watching this fight: Stevenson's discipline and smart approach, and Lopez's power and control under pressure. He finished by saying this fight is important not only for the two fighters but for boxing as a whole, showing how the sport continues to grow and evolve.
Going at it again. Yeah, I think Devin Haney setting the trend. Devin Haney setting the trend. Yeah. Yep, he's setting the trend. Now all these young guys starting to test themselves against each other now. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. We want to see who the best is, yo. And then the winner of this fight right here needs to fight Devin Haney. Why not? Why not? Keep it going. Keep it going. But anyways, look, this is a message, man. Anybody that's going to be working that card, y'all better make sure y'all do y'all damn homework. I'm talking about any commentators, any hosts, anybody. Do your damn homework, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because this not going to be one of them fights where it's going to be rock'em sock'em, both guys hitting each other and stuff like that. No, it's going to be small, little nuancey type of things that if you don't know what you're watching, you can't tell us what the hell is going on. All the fans at home going to be like, what's going on? You know? That they don't have the knowledge that you supposed to have to give us some food for our damn thoughts. So do your damn homework on this, okay? Oh, that go for everybody that's gonna be calling this fight, because there's every offense that, or every type of any offense that's gonna be landed, it's gonna have to be earned or set up. Both these guys are intelligent, right? Teofimo Lopez, explosive as hell. He's smart as well. Shoot, you got to remember, this man was the first man to beat Lomachenko. Yeah, well before Haney. Yeah, So, look, check this out. And you already know Shakur Stevenson. You know what he bringing to the ring. Defense first. Yep, defense first. You ain't getting nothing. I'm going to get mine when I get mine and when I want to get mine, but you ain't getting nothing. So, look. Y'all might perceive this fight as being boring and this and that. This is going to be one hell of a technical battle that I can't wait to see.
Another opinion looked at how Teofimo Lopez performs against top fighters. Analysts say Lopez usually fights his best when facing elite opponents, and his level depends on who he is fighting. Against Shakur Stevenson, Lopez is expected to be at his highest level, using sharp timing, speed, and quick reactions. This fight should push both fighters to show their best skills, with Lopez needing his power, speed, and smart choices to stay competitive. The analysts also said Lopez's aggressive style must be balanced with patience and control. Against a smart boxer like Stevenson, wild attacks or bad timing could be costly. Shakur's ability to control distance and read his opponent makes the fight even harder for Lopez.
Teofimo Lopez needs opponents like Shakur Stevenson because they are elite fighters. He needs that to bring out the very best in him. I just can't see how it's possible that whilst Teofimo, we've seen a ceiling with him in terms of he's been beaten by certain opponents, we know that he can lose in the ring. But I don't know if that's a genuine ceiling, because I think that his ceiling is actually one of the most changeable in boxing based on who's in front of him. And so actually, I think there's a very, very good chance we're going to see the best possible version of Teofimo Lopez in the ring against Shakur Stevenson. But we should talk about Shakur Stevenson before we get into the nuts and bolts of the fight, what it might look like, and why it is so risky for both men. Now, Shakur Stevenson is currently undefeated. He's 24-0 with 11 KOs. He turned pro back in 2017. He's the same age as Teofimo Lopez at 28 years old, both men in their athletic primes. He's 5'8". These are on paper heights, so potentially a little bit shorter. He could even be a bit taller than Teofimo Lopez. I really need to see them next to each other.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.